I'm a Kenyan citizen, no other citizenship.
We will give you 10 minutes to introduce yourself. Who is Alice Wahome? What are you? What do you want from this committee? Under 10 minutes, the better.
Yes.
Thereafter, I'll ask you one or two other questions. Then we'll open it to the plenary.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Mr. Speaker, sir. I am still a member of Parliament as I appear before this committee, so I recognize you, Mr. Speaker, and the Deputy Speaker, the honorable members of the committee. My full names are Alice Modhoni Wahome. I am a daughter of a peasant, small-scale coffee farmer. My father died at age 100 years, and I hope I can reach that age, Mr. Speaker. Chairman, to this committee, I was born in a village called Muruka. I went to primary school just next door my home, which was a kilometer away, Karumu Primary School, with other boys and girls in the village. I walked to school. I came back to school, went without lunch when there was no lunch, and I finished my primary school there. And I joined Siakago Girls for my O-levels. We did O-levels, Form 1 to Form 4. I finished in 1974 and then joined, I finished in 1977 and joined A-levels for 2 years, Bishop Gatimo Girls. It is from there, Gadu Girls, that I was called to Nairobi University as a law student. And I did my 3 years. After 3 years at Nairobi University, I graduated with a Bachelor of Laws degree, and then I joined law school for 1 year at Tudor Jackson, and thereafter, my first job was a state counsel at the office of the Attorney General, where I practiced for about 2 years. I left and joined Makecha and Company, the late Makecha and Company. From there, Mr. Chairman, I set up AM Wahome and Company Advocates. After finishing, I think I did work for until 2014, when I was joined by my daughter, who is a lawyer, as a partner, and I believe she's in this room, so that we formed Wahome and Akendi, where if I am approved by this committee, I'll be resigning. I have held my practicing certificate from 1985 to date. It's still valid for practice, but I'm acutely aware that if I'm approved, I will not be able to practice. It is I would like to say something about my young age. I have worked like any other village girl. I have milked. I know how to milk. I know how to cut grass. I have cooked for my brothers, as was expected, even though some of them were older than me. I didn't understand why, but I know I did those jobs. I have followed my mother to the garden, to the shamba, up and down, and she was one of my driving forces or factors, because she was a hard worker. My father was a polygamous man. We are 48 siblings in my home, and
very hard-working man.
Something I don't wish most men or many men to do, but and especially with the current economic times, I know that it is really a situation that I looked forward to actually making an improvement in my life. In terms of my upbringing, I could say within the village, I was one of the few privileged girls because my mother was very keen to ensure that I go to school. My father educated all of us through his coffee farm, about 9 acres of coffee. I was determined from that age to make a difference as a girl. I looked forward to leaving the village and joining other working people. And as I sit here looking forward for approval, and I hope that I will be approved, I would want to encourage other girls from the village going to school even without shoes today, maybe no water in their homes, no running tap, no food sometimes, but that there is a hope and there is a future, and they can be able to work and reach higher heights than what is their situation. I think, Chairman, I'm saying that I would also want to let women know that there are many opportunities. If women understood, despite the barriers, patriarchal barriers, cultural barriers, economic barriers, society barriers, that there is still a lot of opportunities unexploited, and I am looking forward to exploit the current opportunity if I am approved. Chairman, at this stage, allow me to say thank you to His Excellency the President for finding it fit. It's really one opportunity in a lifetime for a woman who has come from where I have come from. I say that because the vulnerabilities of a growing girl, the vulnerabilities are very huge. Escaping pregnancy at primary level, escaping pregnancy and other hazards that face even boys and girls to reach this University of Nairobi at that time and still today was the university is not a mean achievement, and I know that it is our pride to see more women and girls achieve even at university level. I know, Mr. Chairman, that I actually have a husband. I married while at the university. I think I was a bit too fast. And I'm grateful because the father of my children is still my husband today, which is also not a very small achievement. And especially it's a major deal to be able to live with a husband, the same man, for I think now 39 years. I still love my family. I have 4 adult children, 2 lawyers. One is almost finishing his law school. The other one is my partner. I have a doctor in the family, and I have a media personality in the family. Of course, they are all adults with their own families. Maybe that is sufficient to say, but I also want to let the girls in Chicago girls know that at the time I went to school in Chicago girls, in Embu, Bere, those days there was no water. We had to go to fetch water in the streams. And I know that today the life there may be different, but I hope to be able to visit them if I'm approved as the Minister for Water, to find out whether they have running water in the bathrooms, because we did not have running water. We used to fetch water in our karais, and then we would wash outside, and the sisters would, of course, during darkness, we would ensure that you wake up very early, because the bathrooms were also not enough. It was a hard life, but it was good. In terms of the village life, we must be able to ensure that our schools have the adequate facilities. I think maybe that is enough. I, of course, have been elected twice. The 3rd time this particular term. Very grateful to the people of Kandara. It is also a very unique achievement for a woman in a patriarchal society to be elected as a member of parliament for 3 terms. There are mixed feelings for Kandara people. I want to confirm to them I will not be very far away, despite maybe the duties that I may get away from the constituency, but I want to assure them that I will keep in touch with them, albeit that they may have to have another member of parliament. Indeed, campaigns are very, very hot there now, even before I tender my resignation, Chairman. But I want to assure them that I'm grateful, forever grateful. I was the first woman in Murang'a County to be elected in a constituency. After me, 2 other women have been elected. We lost one, but we still hope to get another or 2 other members, and therefore that is a place and space I'm very proud to speak about. Kandara constituency is very progressive.
Thank you, Alice.